Hello everybody and welcome back to our channel. Today we'll be reviewing the Florence sofa bed. It's a modular sofa bed with adjustable backrests, very comfortable. It doesn't even look like a sofa bed. Let's dive in. Since it's a sofa bed, let's start from its mechanism. So we have a fabric handle here in the middle of the two backrests, and I simply pull, and then I use my other hand. Then I take this metal bar, and then you can see how easy is it to open it. Okay, then I push it down. Okay, I just give it a few seconds to flatten up perfectly. And let's start commenting the feature of the bed inside. First of all, this is a Lampolet mechanism. Lampolet is the leader in high-end sofa bed mechanisms, and it's super reliable. You can, this mechanism will outlast your taste, will outlast even the durability of a high-quality fabric. So we have clients that after 10 years, 15 years using a Lampolet mechanism every day, they call us to ask for a new mattress, and we ask what's the status of the mechanism, and they say, oh, it's perfect, I don't need to change it, fine, that's great. It's very, very reliable. If we get into the dimensions, well, we have three widths. We have the 1.5 place, 120 centimeters, then we have the French double, which is 140, and the standard double, which is 160, which is this one. The length of the mattress is 193. We have other models with Lampolet mechanisms which offer, for example, the 2 meters length. Of course, you must consider the height of the user that are going to use it, because, for example, I'm 185. I can sleep fine, totally fine here on a 193 mattress. If I had been 195, of course, I would need the 2 meters. The mattress is a dual comfort mattress. Dual comfort means that it has on both sides different materials. We have one side with memory foam, so definitely unelastic and firmer. And on the other side we have polyurethane foam, which is a bit more elastic. So depending on your taste, depending on the season, because for example, polyurethane foam more than memory foam can be fresher in the summer. So depending on the season and depending on your taste, you can simply swap the mattress, change it, and use the side that you prefer more, even based on the user. Maybe you're gonna have guests, you can assess what's their need. If we raise the mattress, we can see that, as in every model, the feet side of the mechanism has these elastic bands. This is a standard because, you know, your feet don't need much support, and when you're sitting on the sofa, you are actually sitting on this part of the mechanism. So these bands are meant to give you an elastic support underneath your bottom. If I move the mattress, which by the way is 14 centimeters high, so it's a good height for a sofa bed with such a design, with such a modern design. So 14 centimeters, and the cover is removable. This is an added bonus because you can actually wash it. It's a very good feature. We move it just a bit towards the back, and we can see this is the slatted frame version of the mechanism. So we have these wooden stubs, and it even adds more comfort. The standard version is with the electro-welded frame, and in that case you have a bit less of flexibility, but the Lampolet approach to electro-welded frames is high-end in that regard as well. We close the mechanism. And there it's done. Now that we have displayed the mechanism of the bed feature, let's discuss the sofa features of this collection. So first of all, it's modular. So we have linear elements. We have 3 of them with the 120, 140, 160 mattress. We have 3 different armrests to choose from. This is the, let's say, the more modern and wider at the same time. It's 23 centimeters wide. Then we have the terminal elements plus the chaise-longues, and here it's great. We have a total of 18 combinations because we have 6 terminals from the very narrow to the wider ones. This is the wider one. And then we have 3 different chaise-longue units. Bear in mind that a chaise-longue cannot have a container underneath because of the design of the seat, okay? And now we get to discuss its comfort. The Florence sofa is unique in the sense that not only its look do not show that it's actually a sofa bed, and by its look I mean here you see a single front of the seat. You don't perceive a cushion resting on a structure as on most of sofas, and sofa beds in general, but also its comfort do not show that there's a bed folded underneath, because well, it is indeed firm, but it has a certain degree of flexibility, which you normally don't find on sofa beds, and you most often find it on high-end sofas. But what is actually great is the backrest, because it's fully adjustable with a simple mechanism like this. When it's folded down, still you have a certain support and a relaxed sitting style. And when it's folded down, you can imagine the sofa being in the middle of a living room and not being too high when seen from the back. But then you can bring it up, and in that case it gives you a great support on your shoulders and on your neck. Bear in mind that the depth of the sofa is slightly higher than comparable models in terms of design and the type of mechanism, but with other models which don't have this sort of backrest. Because to be able to accommodate the backrest when it's folded down, the overall depth of the sofa is 110, which is a few centimeters more than other models. Not only you have a total of 6 terminal elements to choose from, but you also have the corner element. So with the Florence collection, you can create a fully sectional sofa with a corner composition. Then you also have the armchair, which is quite rare in sofa bed models. The armchair does not offer the single bed mechanism with, let's say, 80-90 centimeters mattress. Otherwise it would become a bit too bulky, but it's a good addition. For example, you could have a linear sofa plus an armchair, and then you also have 3 different ottomans, so many formats to choose from. So I've already shared how here you have a single piece of fabric folding over the seat. When you do this, you need in certain places still to have certain stitches, and here I can perceive the side stitch. I can perceive it here because it's a chaise-longue which sprouts out from the standard depth. I can see how it is folded and stitched here on the corner. There are decorative stitches which I do like very much here on the armrest, because, for example, I could have a front stitch here, I could have it here. Here the designer simply chose to, okay, I will have it on the front and then I will have a diagonal stitch here. It's a minor detail, I would say, but I do like these sort of details. So let's talk about the feet. The Florence sofa has so many features, I'm so enthusiastic about it. The feet have a very basic shape. They're basically a cylinder. It's a metal sturdy cylinder, so you know cheaper models would have PVC, black PVC. This has a simple shape, but it's very sturdy. And you have the black standard version, and then with a cheap supplement, well, you don't have to invest much, you can choose from the RAL color scale. And so when you consider that in your room you might perceive, when you move away from the sofa, you might perceive the color of the feet, and for example you don't like black, based also on the color that you choose for the cover, well, you can invest on the RAL color optional, which is great for coordination. So you can have the Florence collection in any material of our fabric and leathers collection, so fabrics, velvets, faux leathers, natural leathers. I'd like to point out how the leather version also is upholstered with big pieces and big surface. You know, on cheaper models that we don't even carry in our selection, you design the sofas to have multiple sections, multiple areas, and well, that is not only to, sometimes it could be made to make them comfortable, but most of times when you see tiny parts, tiny bits, is because, especially on leather, you use parts that are discarded from the production of other sofas, and then you can recollect and reuse what would be a byproduct, a waste of other sofas. On these sort of collections, we have the Florence collection manufactured in Tuscany in a partner factory we have been working in for many years, which is specialized. It now works with fabric, but has a long history of working leather. And here we see fabric, and the Mystic fabric especially, but this in leather would be killer, absolutely. This is the Mystic fabric. It's an aqua clean fabric. It's one of the, well, we only rely on Italian partner factories. This is a fabric we get in Spain from a company called Aqua Clean, and we work with them, and it's the only supplier that we have outside Italy because it's such a great product for high-end anti-stain properties. And Mystic, it has these solid colors, a very wide collection of colors, great performance in terms of anti-stain properties, machine washable at 40 degrees, even though we suggest 30 degrees, and it has this solid color, as slightly pronounced writing effect, not too much, a chenille touch, very practical, and when you touch it, when you look at it, well, it is 100% polyester, but you don't perceive it to be fully synthetic. So it's not a cheap fabric. In our collection, it's one of the more expensive ones, but such a great choice if you want a natural look together with the best practical use possible. So we've come to the end of today's product review about the Florence sofa bed with its great modularity and with its adjustable backrest. I hope that you like it, and see you next time.